open up. You OPN, bitch, you won't BBM. We should be closer than friends.
Hello, love bugs, and welcome to Brunch with Lola. I am Lola, loving outwardly, living abundantly, and thank you all for tuning in for yet another episode. Today let's talk about living versus existing. I'm really passionate about this because for so long in my life, I was just existing, like literally like a robot. And it's so funny because I posted up something on my Snapchat and Instagram talking about, I made a statement that said, y'all some robots. And literally I had one person that commented on that and asked me, like, what are you talking about? I mean, I had a lot of people, like over, 300 people who saw what I posted, but only one person said, what are you talking about? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to explain to him what I'm talking about. And I said y'all some robots because we are literally, I don't want to say we, because I think I've kind of stepped out of that realm. But there's a lot of people out there who are just existing. They're not living. And when you're just existing, you're really a robot. You're getting up in the morning, you're doing the same thing, you're going to work, you're just sticking with the same routine, which is really a rut. And no one's happy, no one's excited. No one's just living their best life. And now, don't get me wrong, we do have responsibilities. We do have things to take care of. That is a given. We just can't get out of that for sure. But it's a mindset thing. You have to change your mindset. I'm so big on changing mindset because when you change your mindset, like, you can really do whatever it is that you want to do. And don't get me wrong, it's not just about changing your mindset, but it's also about exercising prayer. And sometimes fasting. You have to clear, it's almost like a meditation type of thing. You have to clear your mind and really renew it to start seeing and doing things differently. But just to go back to the robot thing, we're just always just doing the same thing over and over again. We're not living, we're existing. We're waking up to just get to the next day, just do it all over again. And I don't think that's really beneficial for us as a people. Like, there's so much more to us as human beings. We have the ability to tap into a power that we're not using, because for number one, our mindsets are not correct. They're not right. And number two, we're just walking around here existing like some robots. A lot of people will go on social media and just hit the like buttons and not really reading the content. And I even, caught myself doing that. And I was like, hold on, wait a minute. What am I actually liking about this? Because let me actually read what the post is saying, because it might be something that I don't agree with, or it could be something that I do agree with that I need to read this. I need to see what it's talking about. So, living versus existing. Now, people would say, or probably think like, oh, that person's living their best life because they're traveling, they're doing this, they're making money, blah, blah, blah. And yes, don't get me wrong. For sure, you can live life and travel, and you could be living your best life, but that's not the type of living that I'm talking about. Yes, I love to travel, and I do travel from time to time. Not often as I like, but that definitely will change, hopefully. But just living in the sense of where you are, like in your home, being able to enjoy yourself, being able to enjoy your home, being able to enjoy just your aura, whatever that might be. We definitely need to get out more and, maybe walk around and discover something new, take a hike. I know people do hiking, but a lot of people don't. So I think that's a part of just being able to open up your mind to other things out there. I mean, you don't know when you don't see something. So we already know, we perish for a lack of knowledge, and we don't have the knowledge because we don't go out there to get it, and we don't acquire knowledge. And that's been my thing. I like to acquire knowledge. And some people, they're not comfortable with that because they feel like, oh, I can't just, read everything, or I can't just listen to everything. And that's true. You can't. But when you have a mindset of just acquiring the knowledge and getting the information to know it, not necessarily to follow it or not necessarily to believe it, but just to have the information to know it, you are being more conscious and you're being more aware of what's going on. So, excuse me, but definitely it is very, very, very important to make sure we're trying to live daily and not just exist. I got caught up, like I said, in such a rut. I would wake up, go to work all day, eat my lunch, go home, go to sleep. And I wasn't really satisfied at all. I mean, yes, I was making great money. And yes, I had great things happening and going for myself. And I still do. But it's just, I felt like I was trapped and actually I felt like I was enslaved, and really I was. My mind was literally enslaved, and it was kind of like on lockdown. And until I was like, you know what, enough is enough. I need to live and open up my mind and go out and discover, other things. Let me step outside of the box. I talk about thinking outside the box a lot. And, let me step outside of the box and really kind of set new goals for myself and go after other things, which in reality and in return, you become more, with life. You get more energy and you get more lively. So I definitely started to do that. And I definitely just feel like it's something that we all should do. Don't get hung up and caught up in just working and just following the line and just blah, blah. Like, there's so much more out there and there's so much to do. I mean, back in the days when I really had the time, I used to go to the beach and just sit out there and read a book. I might have had like a glass of wine, and I would just literally just sit there and just enjoy the sounds, enjoy the surroundings, and enjoy just looking at the ocean, looking at the sunset. And that definitely opens up the mind. People talk about meditation, and people who do meditation, this is what meditation does. If you ever have meditated and you sit down in your quiet space, whatever it is, there's different ways to meditate. For me, I like to sit down in a quiet place. I like to put on soft music, and I literally just allow my mind to clear itself from all of the things that I think about on a daily basis. And that also helps with living instead of just existing. Because when you're just existing, your mind is only thinking about what you have to do today, what you have to do tomorrow, what I have to do in an hour, what am I going to eat here, what I'm going to eat there. And it's just like, no. Let's recollect, let's sit down, let's calm down, and let's clear the mind of every single thing so that we can be more aware of what's going on around us and just more open and more freedom, So definitely, I feel like it's very important to do that. You got to meditate, you got to pray, and really allow yourself to get to a new level. Now, as far as existing is concerned, I mean, hey, most of the time people who are just existing, they don't even realize that they're just existing. And it's hard for them to understand even what I'm talking about right now. And, the only thing you can do if you know someone who's just existing, you can talk to them, being positive with them, and just saying, being kind of light with them will kind of open up the doors a little bit. I know I have a few people that I know who are, literally just kind of locked down and they're always moving and going. And I have to say, hey, you know what? Let's take a moment to just relax. Let's do something. Let's go to the bookstore and shop for books, or, well, at least that's kind of like, for me, I like to do that. Everybody might not like to do that, but that type of thing gets my mind cleared, and I feel like I'm living my best life when I go shop for books. But I mean, really, seriously, you can suggest to your friends or whomever, your family members who are just a little bit kind of uptight with a lot of things going on in their lives, and you can suggest to them to, maybe it is taking a trip, even though I just feel like that's just only temporary, happiness. It's not really considered living for me unless you're just constantly just always traveling somewhere, going somewhere. But anywho, it's just good to be that person that could be a positive light to them, and this is why I try to make sure I try. Now, I'm not perfect. I try to make sure that I clear my mind and that I'm light for someone else, to help someone else. But if I'm all clogged up with what I got going on and what's going on today and tomorrow and this day and blah, 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 I'm not going to be beneficial for anyone. And so overall, I think that, my overall goal, I guess, in life would be able to help someone else. And I feel like if we all had some type of goal or that same goal, to help someone else, it starts with self. And then once you have reached the level of, getting yourself, together in a sense, or just in a different mindset, you can help someone else. And hey, there's people out there, there's your friends out there, there's your family members out there who really probably would love to, to live. And they just don't know how. So, yeah, so anywho, definitely think about what I'm saying and really ponder on it a little bit and really ask yourself the questions. Ask yourself like, hey, am I living or am I just existing? What am I doing to live? What is my thought process? What is my mindset? What is it? What does that look like? You have to ask yourself these questions, and you have to ask yourself also too, like, am I happy with what I'm doing? Am I happy with what I have going on? And if so, great. If you are, share with others, because there's someone out there who needs it. They need to know, how can I see more things? How can I see things in a better light? Or how can I start living and just enjoy life? And enjoying life, like I said, is not always about, going on vacations and spending money. It's not about that. It's really about the inner self, your inner energy, and how you feel first about yourself, then about the things around you. So definitely look into that and try to help somebody else. This week, when you start your week, ask yourself the questions and then just say, hey, who else can I reach out to today? Who can I make smile today? Who can I encourage today? Or who can I pray for today? Also, don't sleep on prayer, honestly. But that's another topic. And I always say I got to write these topics down, but I'll get around to it. I'm planning on doing this, until I'm not supposed to do it anymore. So, yeah, but I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I really appreciate all the support from family and friends, people who sent in their topics and things like that. I will get around to them for sure. Just give me some time, and you can always check out new episodes. Every Sunday morning, I will post up a new episode, and just kind of like listen back to the old episodes too. A lot of times, as many times as you can. So yes, thank you so much. And last but not least, you guys can always find me on all of my social media platforms. It's at MelodieLola for IG, at MelodieLola for Snap, and at MelodieLola for Twitter. You guys check me out and, leave a question, leave a comment. I would like to get some feedback. Let me know how you like it. And I really appreciate you guys, and I will see you next time. Oh, you know what? Don't forget, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, know that you're awesome. Know that you're beautiful. Know that you're the bomb. All right. Thank you guys. Mwah.